everyone, my name is Likhit Maheshwari. I have done my Masters in Finance from Jamnalal Bajaj, JBIMS, Mumbai. I'm a computer science engineer. I finished all levels of CFA, FRM. I am your tutor for today's lecture on polynomials, class 9th. All right. So let us look at the tools that you have to use to attend this session. Basically, you have to take care of three buttons: raise hand, chat, Q&A, and leave webinar. So if you have any doubts that you want to ask me from any source, be it NCERT or any other book, you can go to Q&A and type in your questions. If you are not able to type in, then you can click an image and upload your image. All the Q&A sessions will be solved by me at the end of the lecture. After 30 minutes, I'll be solving these Q&A sessions. If you have any doubt during the lecture in the explanation that I am giving you, then please you can click on raise hand and I will clear your doubt then and there itself. And if you want to go out of your lecture in between or at the end, you can click on leave webinar and your lecture will get ended. All right. So let us do the chapter polynomials of class 9. This is the structure. All right. So let us begin. Polynomials. So what is polynomials in one variable? So let us look at some examples. That is the best way. Sorry. Yeah. X raised to 5. What is happening? Minus x raised to 4 plus 3. See, 3 is a constant. What about x raised to 4? It's a variable in x. X raised to 5 is a variable in x. So there is only one variable, which is x. Let us look at this. 2 minus y raised to 20 minus y cube plus 2y raised to 8. Again, this is a constant, no variable. Here the variable is y. Here the variable is y. Here the variable is y. Again, there is only one variable, so y. What about this equation? Here the variables. There is something known as degree of a polynomial. What is degree? Highest power of the variable. Degree is highest power of the variable. That is your degree. So in our first statement, what is my variable x? What is the highest power of x? This here 4 is the power of x. Here the power of x is 5. So 5 is the highest power of x here. So the degree of this is 5. Let us see over here. Here power of y is 3. It is 8 and it is also 20. So the highest power of y is 20 and hence the degree is 20. Here we will only look at single variable polynomials as of now. Let us look at this equation. Here the highest, here the variable is x and the highest power of the variable is 2. So here the degree is 2. So those polynomials which have a degree 2 are known as quadratic polynomials. Those polynomials which have degree 2 are known as quadratic polynomials. So that's what a quadratic polynomial is. So now let us try how to find the zeros of a quadratic polynomial. And we have to cover remainder theorem and factorization. So zeros of a quadratic polynomial and factorization are one and the same thing. So let us look at an equation. X square minus 5x plus 6 equal to 0. As you can see, this is a quadratic equation because the highest power of x is 2. That means the degree of this equation is 2. What you have to do is you have to factorize 6. So 6 can be factorized into 2 and 3. So we are also doing simultaneously factorization of polynomials. Okay, so here now you have to separate minus 5 using these. You have to separate minus 5 using these such that the sum has to be minus 5 only. So if I write like this, minus 2x and minus 3x, it is minus 5x only. Sum is same and I can use only these numbers. Now what I have to do, from the first two numbers, I have to take whatever I can take common. So I can take x common. Remaining part I have to write inside. So if I take x common, from x square, x will be left. From minus 2x, minus 2 will be left. Now what I want is, I want x minus 2 again in the next bracket. So what should I take common over here? Minus 3. Because what is minus 3 into x? Minus 3x. Minus 3 into minus 2 plus 6. Now you write the repeating bracket and then you write whatever is remaining. What is remaining? X and minus 3. X and minus 3. So now either x minus 2 is equal to 0 or x minus 3 equal to 0. So when I solve this, so now you have to equate each bracket to 0. So x is equal to 2 or x is equal to 3. Now these two values of x, 2 or 3, that I have got are known as zeros or solutions of a quadratic polynomial. Okay? So I'll just repeat the step and then we will do more questions. It will become clearer and clearer as we solve more and more questions. So we factorized 6 into 2 and 3. And then using 2 and 3, we formed minus 5. So we formed minus 2 and minus 3. We have to go down, each step down, such that the previous step is same. The previous step should not change mathematically. Now take whatever common you can from the first two terms. Now when I take x common, what into x will give me x square? X. What into x will give me minus 2x? Minus 2. Then again I should get x minus 2 bracket only. So I can take minus 3 common. Minus 3 into x is minus 3x. Minus 3 into minus 2 is plus 6. Now the repeating bracket, I will write it first. And then the remaining part I will write x minus 3. Now I will equate each bracket to 0. So either x minus 2 is 0 or x minus 3 is 0. So either x is equal to 2 or x is equal to 3. Now these two values, 2 and 3, are known as zeros or solutions of a quadratic equation. And this entire process is known as factorization of polynomials. All right, let us solve one more example. It will become clearer. X square minus 7x plus 12 is equal to 0. So let us factorize. So 2, 2 and 3 I have got. So I have to use all these and make two numbers. So if I make two numbers, 4 and 3, 2 into 2 is 4, right? And I can use it here like minus 4x and minus 3x. Then 3 into 4 is 12 also, and minus 4x minus 3x is minus 7x also. Now take whatever common you can take, x. So if I take x common, what should I multiply with x to get x square? X. What should I multiply with x to get minus 4x? Minus 4. Now the other bracket should also be x minus 4. So what should come out? Minus 3, because minus 3 into x is minus 3x, and minus 3 into minus 4 is plus 12. Now this repeating bracket I will write, and the remaining parts, x and minus 3, I will write. Now I will equate each bracket to 0. So either x minus 4 is equal to 0 or x minus 3 equal to 0. So x is equal to 4 or x is equal to 3. So this is your process of factorization of polynomials, and the values of x that we have got are 4 and 3. So I hope this process is now clearer. We will do one more question. Factorize x square minus 9x minus 20 is equal to 0. Again, we are going to factorize 20. So we have got 2, 2 and 5. Now what I want is two numbers such that when I add them also I can get minus 9. And when I multiply I should get plus 20. This is plus. So if I take 2 into 2, 4 and 5, not 4 and 5, in fact, minus 4 and minus 5, if I add them, minus 4 and minus 5, I get minus 9. And if I multiply them, I get plus 20. So slowly we are going more deep into deep. We have to take numbers. Sign is onto us. Sign we can do anything we want. Numbers we have to take same. So here the product of these numbers is this and the sum is this. This is what we want. So we can use our numbers as minus 4 and minus 5. Rechecking that minus 4x minus 5x gives me minus 9x and minus 4 into minus 5 gives me plus 20. Now take common whatever you can. So I can take x common. What remains inside bracket is x minus 4, because x into what is x square? X. X into what is minus 4x? Minus 4. Now I want the same bracket ahead as well. Now, what should come outside? Minus 5, because minus 5 into x is minus 5x, and minus 5 into minus 4 is plus 20. Now you write the repeating bracket, x minus 4, and now the remaining part, x minus 5 is equal to 0. Now equate each bracket to 0. Either x minus 4 is equal to 0 or x minus 5 is equal to 0. So x is equal to 4 or x is equal to 5. So our answers are x is 4 or 5. Yeah, if they are asking only saying factorize, so actually you are done over here. This is the answer till factorize. But if they are saying find solutions, okay, so here there is one more word that you can use. I said zeros, solutions, and there is one more word, roots. Zeros, solutions, or roots. So if they ask is find solutions or zeros or roots of the equation, then you have to go ahead of this. Otherwise, whatever you solve above the line is over, is enough. Okay, so this is basic factorization and zeros, and remainder theorem is also there. Okay. Before going to remainder theorem, let me give you one more question. I'll give you 1 minute to solve. Please solve it. Thirty more seconds. All right. Again, we are going to factorize 30. We are going to split into two numbers. So 2 into 3 is 6 and one more will be 5. Such that, so I'll put minus 6 and minus 5. Such that addition is equal to minus 11 and product is equal to plus 30. So what I can do is for this, now I can take whatever common I can. So I can take x common. So what into x is x square? X. What into x is minus 5x? Minus 5. Now again I want the same bracket ahead, x minus 5. So what will come outside? Minus 6, because minus 6 into x is minus 6x and minus 6 into minus 5 is plus 30. Now I will repeat the bracket, x minus 5, and write whatever there is left. So this is x minus 6. Here factorization is over. Now I will equate both of these brackets to 0. So either x minus 5 is equal to 0 or x minus 6 is equal to 0. So x is equal to 5 or x is equal to 6. So what are my solutions? 5 and 6. All right. Okay. Now let us look at remainder theorem of polynomials. So basically, we are looking at dividing polynomials. All right. So let us learn how to divide polynomials. So divide p of x by g of x where p of x is equal to 3x square minus 1 and g of x is equal to x is equal to 1 plus x plus 1. So pay attention. Let us try to solve this. So you write px by gx, right? So this becomes your dividend and this becomes your divisor. So your divisor will be written over here and dividend will be written over here, 3x square minus 1. See, now pay attention. You have to look at the first term of your divisor and the first term of your dividend. Now by what should you multiply your first term of divisor to get first term of dividend? Basically, by what should I multiply my x to get 3x square? I should multiply my x with 3x to get 3x square. Or other way of looking it is dividend by divisor. Again, you will get 3x. So by what should I multiply my first term of the divisor to get first term of the dividend? So what should I multiply x with to get 3x square? 3x. Or dividend by divisor, first term of dividend by first term of divisor, 3x square by x, 3x. So this 3x will come here in the quotient. This place is known as the quotient. Now, so x into 3x will give me 3x square. So we need to get the exact term like above. But now one more term will get created because of plus 1 and 3x will get multiplied. That will give me plus 3x. That will give me plus 3x. Now you are going to change the sign of these. Plus will become minus and minus will become plus. Now add. So 3x square minus 3x square will get cancelled. The sum will be 0 and this will be minus 3x minus 1. Let me finish it. When we will revise it and do more questions, it will become clearer. Now, what should I multiply my first term of the divisor x with to get first term of the dividend minus 3x? So, I should multiply it with minus 3 or minus 3x by x should be equal to minus 3. So, x into minus 3 is minus 3x. Now, one more term will be created, plus 1 into minus 3, which is minus 3. Now you change the sign. First they were plus, so we change them to minus. Minus will get changed to plus. Now add. minus 3x plus 3x is cancel, and minus 1 plus 3 gives me plus 2. This part is known as the remainder. I will repeat the entire process again. 3x square minus 1, it is given as your dividend. X plus 1 is your divisor. So this part here you have to write your dividend, and this part is your divisor. Whatever is after by, it is divisor. Before by is dividend. Now, you have to see by what term should I multiply my first term of the divisor to get first term of the dividend. Or you can do first term of the dividend by first term of the divisor. So we have to multiply this x by 3x to get 3x square. We have to try getting the same term. So we will get 3x square. But this will generate one more term, plus 1 into plus 3x, which is plus 3x. Next, you change the signs. So this plus will become minus, this plus will become minus, and then you add. So plus 3x square minus 3x square becomes 0, and minus 1 minus 3x, I write it as it is. Nothing can be done because they are two different things. Now again, I have to multiply the first term of the divisor to get this first term. So what should I multiply x with to get minus 3x? Minus 3. So I get minus 3x. Next, one more term will be created, plus 1 into minus 3, which is minus 3. Now I change the sign. So minus 3x becomes plus, and minus 3 becomes plus. So minus 3x plus 3x is equal to 0. This gets cancelled. Minus 1 plus 3 becomes plus 2. Minus 1 plus 3 becomes plus 2. So this is known as your quotient. This is known as your remainder. 3x minus 3 is quotient, plus 2 is quotient. Remainder. Let us do one more question and it will become more clear. So divide 3x square plus x minus 1 by x plus 1. So again, this is my dividend. Dividend comes here, 3x square plus x minus 1. And divisor comes here, x plus 1. Now by what should I multiply my first term of the divisor to get first term of my dividend? Basically, what should I multiply my x with to get 3x square? 3x. 3x into x is 3x square. Here the multiplication of this and this comes, or 3x square first term of the dividend by first term of the divisor gives me 3x. That is your quotient. But one more term will be generated, and that will be plus 1 into plus 3x. That's plus 3x. Then what you have to do is you have to invert the sign. When you invert the sign and then add. So 3x square minus 3x square gives you 0, gets cancelled. Plus x minus 3x gives you minus 2x. And this minus 1 will come down as it is. Now what you're going to do is you have to multiply the first term of the divisor x with something to get first term of minus 2x minus 1, which is minus 2x. So I should multiply this with minus 2. So x into minus 2 is minus 2x. or you can do minus 2x by x gives me minus 2. But one more term will be generated, that is plus 1 into minus 2, which is nothing but minus 2. Now you change the sign, minus becomes plus, and add. Minus 2x plus 2x gives you 0, it gets cancelled, and minus 1 plus 2 gives you plus 1. So now your quotient becomes 3x minus 2, and your remainder, it becomes plus 1. This is how we divide. I hope this is clear. So there are no Q&As. Okay. All right, no problem. So I'll continue with one more question. Divide the polynomial 3x raised to 4 minus 4x cube minus 3x minus 1 by x minus 1. So again, x minus 1 is my divisor, and my dividend is 3x raised to 4 minus 4x cube minus 3x minus 1. Now, by what should I multiply my first term of the divisor, which is x, with first term of the dividend, which is 3x raised to 4? Or in other words, first term of the dividend by first term of the divisor. So I should multiply with 3x. When I multiply x with 3x, I get 3x raised to 4. But there will be one more term generated, and that will be minus 1 into 3x. Oh, so this will be 3x cube. Sorry, this will be 3x cube. Now there will be one more term generated, minus 1 into 3x cube, that is minus 3x cube. Now you have to change the sign. So plus 3x raised to 4, plus will become minus, and minus will become plus. Now you add. So 3x raised to 4 and minus 3x raised to 4, it gets cancelled, it becomes 0. And minus 4x cube plus 3x cube, it becomes minus x cube. Rest you bring down as it is. Now, with what should I multiply the first term of the divisor, that is x, to get minus x cube? I should multiply it with minus x square, or I can check like this. But one more term will be generated, minus 1 into minus x square, that is plus x square. I will change the signs and get this cancelled. Now 3x and x square are totally different, so nothing will happen between them. This is remaining. Now again, with what should I multiply my x so that I get minus x square? I should multiply it with minus x. But one more term will be generated, minus 1 into minus x, which is plus x. I will change the sign, and now I will add. So I get minus 4x minus 1. Or here, in other words, it was minus x square by x, which is minus x. Now what should I multiply x with to get minus 4x? minus 4. Or in other words, minus 4x by x is minus 4. But there will be one more term generated. Minus 1 into minus 4 is plus 4. The signs will change and now you add. This will get cancelled. So minus 1 minus 4 gives me minus 5. So this becomes my quotient. And this becomes my remainder. I will repeat this question once again. I'm giving you 30 seconds. Please see what we have exactly done in this question. If you can solve this question, your division of polynomial is done. All right. So let us see what we have done over here. Divide the polynomial 3x raised to 4 minus 4x cube minus 3x minus 1 by x minus 1. So x minus 1 is my divisor and 3x raised to 4 minus 4x cube minus 3x minus 1 is my dividend. Now by what should I multiply my first term of the divisor x so that I get the first term of the dividend? 3x raised to 4, 3x raised to cube. That will give me 3x raised to 4. Or first term of the dividend divided by first term of the divisor gives me 3x cube, the first term of the quotient. One more term will be generated, but because of this, that is minus 1 into 3x cube, that's minus 3x cube. Next, we are going to change the signs. Plus will become minus and minus will become plus. And then we are going to add. When I add, this 3x raised to 4 and minus 3x raised to 4 becomes 0 or gets cancelled. So what remains is minus 4x cube plus 3x cube is minus x cube. And rest of the part comes directly down. Again, by what should I multiply x with to get minus x cube? Minus x square. Or minus x cube by x is minus x square. But with this, I get one additional term, minus 1 into minus x square, which is plus x square. Then I change the signs and add. This gets cancelled. And now 3x and x square, nothing can be done because they are two different terms. So what I get is minus x square minus 3x minus 1. Now, by what should I multiply x with to get minus x square? Or in other words, minus x square by x is minus x. So I get minus x. But I get one more extra term, minus 1 into minus x, which is plus x. Then I change the signs and add. When I add, these two gets cancelled and I get minus 3x minus x is minus 4x minus 1. Now, by what should I multiply x to get minus 4x minus 4? Or minus 4x by x is minus 4. So minus 4 into x is minus 4x. And one more term, minus 4 into minus 1 is plus 1. Minus 4 into minus 1 is plus 4. I change the sign for both the terms and then I add. So minus and plus gets cancelled and minus 1 and minus 4 becomes minus 5. So minus 5 is my remainder and 3x cube minus x square minus x minus 4 is my quotient. So this is how we have to solve. All right. So let us now revise whatever we have done for the lecture. There are no Q&As and there are no doubts. First, we looked at what is a polynomial. So we look what is one variable, two variables. In the first equation, there is only one variable x. Here there is one variable y. Here there are two variables x and y. So this is polynomial in one variable and this one is polynomial in two variables. Degree is known as highest power of the variable. So the highest power of variable x here is 5, and highest power of variable y here is 20, and highest power of variable in this is 2. So that highest power is known as degree. When the degree is 2, it is known as a quadratic polynomial. So we looked at how to factorize quadratic polynomial. After factorization of quadratic polynomial, we looked at what are the solutions, roots, or zeros of a quadratic polynomial. So the answer that we get after factorization, the answers of x that we get are known as solutions, roots, or zeros of the quadratic polynomial. Then we looked at an entire process of division of polynomials. So let us do one more example of division to end our class. Divide 4t cube plus 4t square minus t minus 1 by 2t plus 1. So I divide 4t cube plus 4t square minus t minus 1 by 2t plus 1. Now by what should I multiply first term of the divisor 2t to get first term of the dividend 4t cube, or either another terms 4t cube by 2t? I should multiply it by 2t square. So I will get 4t cube. But this will generate one more term, and that will be plus 1 into plus 2t square, that is plus 2t square. I will change the signs and this will get cancelled. And add plus 4t square minus 2t square is 2t square. Rest everything will come down as it is. Now, by what should I multiply 2t to get 2t square? I should multiply by t, or in other words 2t square by 2t, it gives me t. This results in generation of one more value plus 1 into plus t, that is plus t. Then I change the signs and I add. When I add, 2t square minus 2t square becomes 0, and minus t becomes minus 2t, and minus 1 comes down as it is. Now by what should I multiply my 2t with to get minus 2t? I should multiply it by minus 1, or in other words minus 2t by 2t, first term of the dividend by first term of the divisor is minus 1. So I get minus 2t. But there will be one more term generated, that will be plus 1 into minus 1 minus 1. Now I am going to reverse the signs and add. So minus 2t and plus 2t gives nothing, and minus 1 plus 1 also gives nothing. So here this is an interesting part, that this becomes our quotient and remainder becomes 0. What is the meaning of remainder becoming 0? That it is completely divisible. 4t cube plus 4t square minus t minus 1 is completely divisible by 2t plus 1. All right. So I hope you like this lecture. I am a faculty at Genio. I take the subject mathematics. I come live at 2 timings, 4 p.m. and 5 p.m. daily on weekdays, Monday to Friday. All right. So see you tomorrow at 4 p.m. Thank you very much.